Happy Saturday night. Let's see if y'all can hear me and see me and see if my computer is working and God knows what. All right, volume is off. There we go. Okay. Waiting for the screen. 54 cal says 5x5 and I have lag and I don't even see my screen yet. Here I come. So there we go. All right. Robert, Jacob. Okay, so you guys can hear me. So I'm still technologically unchallenged. Happy Saturday, guys. Fun week, huh? Y'all kept me busy. Well, not y'all, but the world kept me busy on Thursday and Friday, so thought today would be a little bit more chill. So that's the reason we talked about something that was a little bit more proactive rather than reactive. So the gardening stuff. But I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready to get out in the dirt. And of course, we're supposed to have now they're saying 3 to 5 inches of snow tonight here. And for those of you, if anybody's even possible to see me in South Carolina with the ice storms you guys got going on, this seems to be a big storm for some weird places. So we'll see what happens. But okay, so yes, I saw about the tsunami. I get a kick out of everybody that's saying, "Oh, it's a tsunami warning," and all. Okay, it's a tsunami warning in like Fiji and stuff like that. Yes, the West Coast, and it's now been downgraded. Was only ever an advisory, and they were talking about 1 to 2 foot waves hitting the West Coast. Okay, surfers deal with more than that, so wasn't a big deal. But of course, you had to have some people trying to make it like it was, Armageddon or whatever that Dwayne Johnson movie was a few years ago where something hit the Bay Area. Crazy. But yeah, if you were out in the middle of the Pacific, it sucked. if you're on the West Coast of the United States, it was like, okay, big deal. If you didn't know what happened, you didn't know what happened. I heard a funny comment today from Mrs. Mountaintop Prepper. She's like, yeah, and so if a tsunami hits California, are we supposed to throw a party? It's like, yay! It's like, watch some liberals out to sea. There'd be a good idea. So that was it. And then, of course, I'm assuming a lot of you guys are paying attention to what's going on down in Dallas with this hostage situation in the synagogue. So, let's hope. Last I saw that the hostage taker released one person. So hopefully nothing terrible happens. We'll just cross our fingers on that one, stuff like that. But domestic terrorism's a worry, but Islamic terrorism seems to be the one that's causing problems, but let's stick our head in the sand about that one. And gee, the channel's still up. So that was that. I want to give you guys a very interesting story that's kind of prepper related here that's gone on for me this week. Y'all have seen either your grocery stores or countless videos, pictures, the news, whatever, what's going on in grocery stores, what's going on in Walmart. I mean, I posted that picture today that Anthony sent me up in Pennsylvania about the $95 triple 10 fertilizer, and you guys were all over the place saying it's $13 here, it's whatever. Somebody said they're in northern Kentucky and it was $77. So that certainly is a regional thing, but just to give you an idea, I mean, at first when I was seeing all your comments, I was like, okay, maybe this was just a mistake that somebody put at Walmart, until somebody said there was $50 at their Walmart. It was $77 at their Walmart. Somebody said it was $13 at their Walmart. So it's all over the place. So that was it. But you all seen the pictures of empty stores, whatever, y'all probably like me, it's like, okay, let's start getting a lot of our stuff shipped to the house, okay? Because you don't want to go into the stores, or the stores don't have it, or you get whatever you've got going. And okay, there's an idea. So I want to give you this as a story here. So I think it was Tuesday this week, package dropped off down at the bottom of the driveway. One of my neighbors goes by, sees it, brings it up to my house. She just moved into the area up the hill. Okay. She says, "Is this yours?" It's like, "No." So I called one of the other neighbors, and it's somebody else who's building a house up the mountain. So FedEx just dropped the package at the street. Okay. Didn't even bother going the extra quarter of a mile to the actual person's house. So we get that straightened out for the neighbor. So yesterday, I come home. There's a package on my doorstep. Not expecting anything. Go. It's a FedEx package for an address somewhere here in town. I don't even know where this street is. How the package wound up on my doorstep, I have no idea, because I wasn't expecting anything from FedEx. So they had no reason to come to my house, but dropped off a package for somebody else. So then I have a package, or I take it back. So I did have a package. I was supposed to be here from FedEx yesterday. And this was my muscadine plants and my grapevines. And, it's like, okay, let's send them out at planting season just as I'm supposed to have a huge snowstorm hit. Huge for Tennessee. Yes, I know. Well, you guys up north go 3 to 5 inches BFD. But it doesn't show up yesterday. So this morning I look on the FedEx website and says, "Oh, it's out for delivery today." Okay, 7 o'clock rolls around. It's not here. I look on the FedEx website. Delivery's delayed. I'm like, okay, this is 3 times in 1 week. FedEx has got something screwed up at my house. How the hell do you do that? Okay. So then, to top it off, I had sent out a Christmas gift back in December that never made it to the recipient. I paid for insurance on it, right? So I talked to people at post office. They checked. It got to the post office in the recipient's town and never was delivered. Okay. And so she said, file an insurance claim. So I file an insurance claim. Okay. I looked just before the live stream. The post office denied the insurance claim. Now, somebody explain this to me. I sent them the receipt. I paid for the insurance. They were happy to take the insurance money. They don't deliver the package and then deny my insurance claim. What the hell is going on with postage, okay, or with shipping anywhere? I mean, I swear, grocery stores are complaining about having no employees. That's why the shelves are empty. Nice try. Okay. The shipping companies can't get quality people to drive a truck that can't even read an address. I don't know what's going on. The only thing I'll say is this, guys, be happy we're preppers. Be happy that when you look in your pantry, you've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 18, 24 months worth of food or whatever. Because can you imagine if you are just waking up or haven't even woken up today and you're going, gee, you know what? Maybe I need to put a little bit of extra food back. Oh, great. You know what? I'll go to the store. Crap. The store doesn't have any food. Crap. They want $3 a can of beans or whatever it would be. Where all of us are looking back in our pantry going, yeah, I bought those for 59 cents. I bought those for 79 cents, whatever the hell it would be. And, they're in your pantry. It's going to be real interesting. And I know, a lot of you said when I was doing the gardening videos this morning, not a lot, but some of you said, oh, I'm up in Canada. Oh, I'm up in Michigan. Oh, I'm up in Montana. It's going to be a long time till I can start thinking about getting in the garden. I will tell you this. Make sure you have now whatever you need. Your seeds, your tools, your starting mix. There's another great story for you. How I make my seed starting mix, right? I did the video last year. So, peat moss and then boiling water, put some vermiculite in it, a little bit of fertilizer, and I make my own seed starting mix. Hell of a lot cheaper. I can make about 30 gallons of it. How big is that tote? That tote's got to be 20 gallons. They probably make 100 gallons of it for $12. Okay. And so I looked. Usually I get it at Rural King. Rural King didn't have any peat moss. Walmart didn't have any peat moss. I had to drive all the way into Knoxville. Okay. It's about an hour away to go to Lowe's because that was the closest place I could get peat moss. Okay. And they had 12. That was it. Okay. So beat the rush, guys. Anything that you think you're going to need this spring, get it now before the rest of the world wakes up and says, I'm going to plant a garden or I'm going to do this. You know, get the stuff while you can, because I did that video the other day. I showed you the picture of a Soviet Union grocery store in 1990. Wait, we're not that far away from it. We're getting close now. Wait till you walk into Walmart and it looks like what Kmart looked like before they went out of business. That's coming. So, okay, there's my life in the day in the life of pinball. Started the video. So, okay, so as you guys know what Tuesdays and Saturdays are, this is all about you guys after I run my mouth for 10 minutes. So want to get into Q&A. You guys all know the deal. If you're new here, we do live Q&A. You guys ask questions of me like every other channel. I ask if you got a question for me, please put it in all caps. I've got the laptop right below the screen here so I can read all the comments. And I go through the comments as quick as I can trying to answer your questions. Now, obviously, I don't have all the answers. So if you have questions for other people, which I am totally for, please have conversations amongst yourselves. Mods, if there are channels you want to promote, feel free to, put links in there, whatever. I mean, I always try to tell everybody about different things that I find, telling you guys about Grow Veg today, that channel. There's a bunch of good ones that I follow, but when there's something pertinent, I will tell you. If it's just something I enjoy, it's not pertinent. But feel free to have comments or conversations amongst yourself. The only thing I ask everybody, keep it clean. Okay. I have some of the best moderators in the business in here between Lorna, Robert, Jacob, Lucky Damon, North Shore, and they are very good about keeping the riffraff out of here. So if you want to troll, you've got 10 minutes to listen to me already. If you've already made a trolling comment, I bet you're probably already gone. So don't bother trolling around here. You won't last. We don't do 300-second timeouts. We just say goodbye, and it's permanent. They're not, for the night, you're done. So we keep it PG-13 around here, guys. So the only other thing I ask, please understand YouTube does their little bit of censorship, so no FJB or LGB comments. Nothing about the vaccine. We're not going to get into comments out of Pfizer or anything like that came out today. And of course, we're not going to talk about the 2020 election. Those are like taboo subjects to have here. So please avoid those. I won't be entertaining questions there. Understand I don't skip anybody's questions unless they are topics like this, but I can't keep up with all of you. So when the chat screen scrolls all the way to the bottom, I lose some. If I haven't answered your question, feel free to do it again. I know I get an email every week saying you didn't answer my question. I'm not trying to avoid anybody. There's some of them I just don't see. And if you put it in lowercase letters, I guarantee I don't see it, because the only thing I'm looking for is uppercase letters in the chat room just so I can go through and speed. Okay. All right. So that being said, let's get as close to the top as I can. And it doesn't show time, but I will give you this just so you guys know how it disappears. I was watching chat for 15 minutes beforehand. There's people that are doing chat well before we start. And I know North Shore usually comes in about a couple of minutes before 9. If I go as far to the top as I can right now in the chat, North Shore's comment is the second one there. Okay, so that'll tell you how much I can't even see. So this is what I'm explaining to you, how it happens all the time. All right. So, homestead preparedness. Is the word liberal allowed? Yes. Liberal. Yes. and lefty and communist and socialist and dirtbag, and all those are allowed too. Okay. Mountaintop preps. We could only, well, look who showed up. We could only hope for a West Coast separation. We might get it. I still tell you, I mean, if there is a national divorce, as Marjorie Taylor Greene is calling it, Washington, Oregon, California, slice that up. That's a new country. So, and kidding, kind of. I'm not. You know, no offense to you guys that live up there. My apologies for you. My condolences for living up there. Get the hell out. But yeah, for the Kate Browns and Jay Insleys and Gavin Newsoms, and you know, if that's what you want to live under, go for it. Okay, you know, because you know, Pol Pot, Adolf Hitler, Joseph Stalin. You know, hey, I guess there were people that wanted to live in those, you know, under that rule too. All right. Okay, this is everybody saying good evening. Here we go. Moron Prepper. I love the name. I had the same thing from USPS this week. Yeah, it's just the shipping. Yeah, I'll give you the other part of it. Anybody notice that, you know, Amazon Prime free 2-day shipping? You notice how now that's a week? You know, if you're paying for free 2-day shipping, notice how nothing shows up in 2 days anymore? Takes a week. Wonder why. Mary Beth, talk about inflation. I bought a 50-pound bag of rolled oats on October 9th for $28.49. On January 13th, the same bag was $35.49. Bought at the same store. Yeah, there's a 25% increase. And we're seeing it on everything. You know, that's why I said it's, imagine starting prepping now. Imagine you weren't buying rice and beans a year or two, 5 years ago, whatever it would be. Imagine, you know, go get canning jars, a pressure cooker. Think of all the stuff that you've accumulated since you started prepping. And imagine trying to do that now on this economy. Cut everything you have by a third. I mean, it's simple as that. You know, I can't, you know, the other thing is, imagine trying to go, oh my God, we've got to put food away. Honey, I'm taking what we have in savings and I'm going to buy 6 months of food at the store. And you walk into the store and you go, there's 6 months worth of stuff I can get here. I buy all the pasta they have and I've got to go to 3 different stores to get enough. That's how silly it is. And, you know, the pictures that y'all were sending me from Central Virginia before this storm hit yesterday about the Krogers, the Walmarts, I mean, they were wiped out. I mean, this is just a snowstorm or an ice storm. You know, you might be without power for a couple of days. Okay. Who knows? A couple of days and the stores are wiped out. Imagine a week, a month. You know, you're going to have crazy people. You know, as everybody has said, we're 9 meals away from utter chaos. That explains it. A snowstorm's coming through and the stores look like, you know, you're in the middle of Portland last summer. Lorna says, Pinball, Mammy and I are still waiting for packages from Constantine. He said he sent me something too, and I haven't seen it yet, though I haven't been to the post office in a week, so I don't know. Carol Ann says, Mr. P, FedEx is delivering all the wrong address. This mark delivered and we're out of luck. Yeah. And then you got to get a hold of the seller and say, it didn't get here, and let them deal with FedEx. Sorry, you chose them as your shipping company, not me. I paid for it. Either give me my product or give me my money back, because until I get it, it's still in your possession. Mountain Man, wow. Over the next 48 hours, 18 to 24 inches of snow predicted here in Northwest Pennsylvania. I will tell you that if we got that kind of snow here, forget it. Tennessee's closed for a month. That's it. There's no way. I mean, 3 to 5 inches here is going to be crazy for everybody. I mean, I'm used to it. I mean, you know, up until 2017, you know, 2013 to 2017, I lived in Salt Lake. Okay. So yeah, it snows there. You know, before that, I was out in New Hampshire and Massachusetts. I'm used to it. But, you know, my driving skills in the snow, you know, couple of years in Vegas, 3 years here now. Yeah, my driving skills in the snow aren't as good as they used to be. I'm out of practice. So can't imagine the people that aren't used to it at all. Carolyn says FedEx is a hot mess near your house. Yeah. Gonna be interesting. You know, you want to play stock market, short FedEx. Bo Roland, have I seen the premiums on gold and silver? Maybe an issue running low on stock. No, I haven't, but let me go look real quick because it's not like it's going to be difficult for me to do it. Lately they've been running around $4 or $5. So let's see what we have. Silver price 23. They don't look bad. I mean, I'm looking at, you know, I can get silver price at $23. I can get Philharmonics for $26.48. I can get private mint for $26.53, so $3.50. That's not bad. I mean, not as good as it was a couple of years ago, but it's better than it was 6 months ago. Linda Friesen says cost of a PO box has gone up to $200 a year. That must be a bigger box because I just had to renew mine here. Last time I was at the post office, so maybe a week or so ago, and it was $50 or $60. But I mean, I just have the letter size box there. You know, now if you got a bigger one, sure, but maybe it depends on where you are. NT says I'd fight the denial of the postal insurance claim. Oh, trust me, I will. Yeah, I got to wait for the letter they're going to send, and then I'm going to raise hell. Y'all know me. I don't put my tail between my legs. America First, Pinball, if you paid for the Christmas present with your credit card, your card might cover it. Yes, I did. So, I mean, because I ordered it online. Wow, Becky says I watched my FedEx guy throw my package at the neighbor's door. You know, this is when you go, where's my, you know, and I'm not an advocate for these things at all. You know, the Ring doorbell. I'm sorry, I don't want pictures of my front porch being broadcast over the internet. Okay. Too easy to hack. But, you know, that's like, if you've got that video, if you've got a security system, it's like, hey, FedEx, here's a picture. Please fire this guy. You know, I'm sorry. You know, you want a job, do the job. You know, I went to, Mrs. P and I went to lunch today with Mountaintop Prepper. And we were talking about millennials and the just deserving of everything. And it's, you know, you bet that there's people that are delivering FedEx or whatever have that same mindset. It's like, why do I have to work? That should just be given to me. Oh, these people ordered something. I don't care. It doesn't do anything, you know, but you know, for 100% certainty, if they were the recipient of that package, they'd be bitching up a freaking storm if the package was thrown. But it's totally okay for them to do it, just not for them to be the recipient. Yes, and I know some of you guys are millennials in here and you are the exception. Okay. But those of you that are will probably agree with me that the majority of the people in your generation aren't worth tits on a boar hog. So, that's John. I guess FedEx is really into that build back better thing. Smart ass. Freedom Reign. We are ready for a time such as this. Yep. Yeah. And this is the thing, you know why we're ready? Because we all help each other, share our information, teach, train, do whatever for all of each other. I mean, yes, I've met a couple hundred of you guys last October, okay? There's 1,300 people in here right now. So everybody who is here was on that. There's still 1,100 of you here that I've never met, okay? And most of you I probably never will. But through the miracles of technology, we are a community and we, you know, can help each other and learn from each other. And, you know, that's why my blood pressure is not going up with all this craziness going on. Treasure Seekers had a package delivered to the store that was addressed to someone living 110 miles south. It's funny. I looked down there, 1,367 people. I'm surprised there's that many people here. I'm like, okay, Trump's going to be on at 9 o'clock. Angry Prepper's got a premiere going on explaining that what he's going to do now that he's officially retired from the FDNY. Going, there's not going to be nobody at the live stream tonight. But so thank you guys for all coming here and listening to me rather than Trump. Tracy Bolin, can you recommend a book for DIY home repair? I'm going to give you this, guys. I don't, and there's not a whole lot of books. I mean, there's a couple, okay, that I use. Somebody asked today about if I could recommend a book for gardening, and honestly, no, because and I can't recommend a book for much of anything because I find most of them a waste of money. Period. And the reason I give is because let's use home repair. I give a book. Okay, there's a chapter on fixing toilets. There's a chapter on fixing drywall. There's a chapter on fixing electricity and everything like that. But that's great. If there's not in there the specific thing that you need, you can't take, a lock, let's say a door lock, and generically say, well, you do this and you do this and you do this, because there's 100 different kinds of locks. And so which one are we talking about? How to fix the guts on a toilet. Okay, they're different. So my suggestion is, while we have the internet, okay, create your own book. Okay, get out your printer, find, I have a Kohler toilet or a Schlage lock or whatever it is. And, this is how I fix this, and print out the page for what you have specifically and create your own book. Because otherwise you're buying a book that's this thick, but the information you need is this much in the book, and the rest of it's a waste of time. Like I said about when somebody asked me about gardening today, I said, what works for me is not, I can't put it in a book, okay? Because my soil's different, my humidity's different, my frost dates are different. What good is somebody in Montana buying a book on how to grow fruit trees and chapter 1 is on citrus? You're not growing oranges in Montana, okay? Yes, I know, maybe if you've got a greenhouse or something, maybe, okay? But, find what's specific for you and start creating the book. Somebody just said, I saw it go by real quick, every time my dad buys a car, he gets the repair book. Yeah, for that specific car. He buys a 2002 2020 F-150, and he gets the book for a 2020 F-150. He doesn't get the book, how to fix a pickup truck, because Chevy, Dodge, Toyota, whatever, all different. Elizabeth, thank you for the super sticker. So, yes, I know, long answer, Tracy. Sorry, but just want to give you my reason why I don't. 54 Cal, trains are getting detoured around LA because of looting freight containers on train cars. Yeah, I showed you guys some pictures. I think it was Thursday I did that video. Maybe it was Friday. I don't know. The days start to run together when they get crazy. But yeah, I mean, those are Amazon, UPS, and Walmart packages that they're going in there and just pilfering. And LAPD says, we don't do anything about this. This is, Union Pacific their security has to take care of their rail yard. I mean, you see those pictures. I mean, there's a picture of a guy just walking through, picking through boxes that they've just cleaned out of stuff. Who knows? Packages that you bought. Some guy in LA is just enjoying, your new headphones or whatever. Northern Ozark Homestead. Our 50-acre pasture was $3,600 this year for fertilizer. Bought in early December. It's already more, not so much. Yeah, a couple of you guys who are farmers and stuff like that had mentioned that the cost of fertilizers tripled from where it was last year. Ain't that nice? What's that going to do for food? Bo Rowland, over 100,000 people at the Trump rally. They had to turn folks away. You know, I'm going to give you this, guys, and some of you may agree with me. Some of you guys may not. Okay. You know, I've said many times, I love Trump's policies. Wasn't particularly thrilled with him as a person. Okay. You know, it's fine. All right. I didn't hire him to be a nice guy. I hired him to be the president. Okay. Or at least that's why I voted for him. You know, I could care less about sitting down and having a beer with him. That's not why he's there. You know, like Richard Nixon said, you know, you want somebody that's got a good persona on the outside, but has a cold heart on the inside, who can make those decisions, and that's it, not worrying about somebody's feelings. Obviously, you know, you can't be a Democrat because, oh, my poor feelings. But okay. Personally, as much this is what I'd like to see for 2024. I don't want to see Trump run. I'll vote for him if he does. Don't get me wrong. Okay. The reason I don't want to see him run, I want to see somebody run who agrees with all his policies, but just as a different person, because I truly believe this, that the 2020 election was an election not between Trump and Biden. It was between Trump and not Trump. And that was it. Okay. People didn't vote for Biden. People voted for not Trump. That's it. And, you know, I think you're just going to have the same thing. And God help us if it's Trump Clinton again. I really don't want to relive that. It's like, Hillary, just go away somewhere and die, please. You know, do the world a favor. You know where all the bodies are buried. Just go lay down with the rest of them. So, just my thought. And you know, if you guys disagree with me, that's cool. I'm just telling you what goes on in my head. Bo Rowland, do I buy fractional gold? No, for a simple reason. But if you start figuring it out, if you're buying, you know, a quarter ounce or an eighth of an ounce or starting in grams or stuff like that, convert it into what you're paying if you bought the 1 ounce, and you are paying, you know, $2,400 an ounce or something like that. It'll take forever for you to break even on that. You know, you're better off at that point buying the silver. If you want to get gold, buying the silver, holding on to that, and then, you know, trading your silver for gold or whatever would be. You know, I told you, I said, you know, my ratios are 100 to 1, 100 ounces of silver before I buy 1 ounce of gold. But, you know, that the fractional gold, no, because if you start trying to figure out what you're actually paying for it on an ounce basis, you're getting hosed. Kevin Grib, Kmart went out of business? Yeah. Schulte Family Homestead, does the trash can root cellar work where the frost line is below 36 inches? Yes, but what you're going to want to do with something like that is insulate around the outside of the can, okay? So wrap it in, you know, some home insulation or something like that, and then put it in a hole. And then you're also going to want to put some insulation, you know, either soft insulation or something, so it can kind of mold around the top, and some straw over the top of it. So yes, you want to insulate it that way, but yes, it will still work. Is it too late to making do? Is it too late to prune my rose bush? No, it's still dormant right now, so you're still okay. Oh, Montana Grizz fan says his eldest Alaskan Malamute has stopped eating. Yeah, losing puppies is never fun, and it sounds like you're close, so sorry, buddy. Rooster says Fox Farm dirt is excellent from seed starting. I get a jar of Shark Bite starter. I swear by it. Okay, I've never heard of Fox Farm dirt, and I've never heard of Shark Bite starter, so I can't comment. But Mountaintop Reps, can you read this? Yes. Mountain Man, hey, what's the weather there? Well, we're supposed to start getting the snow, I guess, around 4 o'clock in the morning. It was gloomy and gray today with a little bit of spitting rain, but nothing terrible. Uh, it's probably in low 40s right now, maybe high 30s. I mean, it's getting cold. It's dark now, but if you look at the map, I'm kind of in that little donut hole in the middle where there's not a whole lot going on. Heatherland, what do I think of the volcano today? Where do we... Okay, I'm going to try to... Where will we be as a nation in fall, as I'm guessing what you're saying. The volcano today is Mother Nature, okay? I mean, it's... Excuse me. You know, I mean, it's going to happen. You're talking about in the South Pacific, you know, Ring of Fire there. So, I mean, it's not, I think that there was a volcano somewhere right around there they just said went dormant on the 11th of January or whatever it is. So, I mean, it's nothing uncommon for things to go off. Okay, it happens. Where will we be where will we be as a nation in the fall? I have a feeling summer is going to be real crazy because, like I said in the video about a week ago, the Democrats are going to throw the baby out with the bathwater here. All right. They know they're going to get blistered in the fall. So they're going to do anything and everything they can to push their insane policies through. And, you know, we're just going to have to ride this storm out. I'm hoping that after November 3rd or November 6th or whatever day election is this year, you know, Biden is finally neutered and, you know, he realizes for the next 2 years, he might as well just go, you know, play with his Legos and, you know, eat his pudding because Congress is going to be so overwhelmingly against him. He's, you know, going to be a lame duck the day afterwards. Let's see. Tasha says, aren't seeds all the same? No, not by a long shot. Okay. Okay. Oh, and the reason I saw that one is because I want to bring this one up. A lot of people keep asking, and I've mentioned this a few times. Okay. And I think people are confusing two things when you get into seeds. GMO seeds, and you see the seed packets always advertised non-GMO. Guys, the public cannot buy GMO seeds at all, okay? A GMO seed made by Monsanto or made by Pioneer or something like this, the farmers sign a contract with the seed company to grow that seed. The farmers agree to not seed save, okay? So the only place a GMO seed is sold is to the farmers. You will not find them on the shelves at Walmart, Home Depot, on any of the websites. None of that stuff is GMO. So when they try to say, oh, but it's non-GMO seed, no shit. Every single seed that you're going to sell me is non-GMO. Now, what people misconstrue it with and confuse it with is hybrid seeds, okay? Now, y'all know that heirloom seeds will, you know, plant an heirloom tomato and save the seeds from that tomato, and you'll get the exact same tomato next year and next year and next year, as long as it doesn't cross-pollinate. Hybrid seeds, you won't get the same tomato because a hybrid is a cross between 2, 3, 5, 10, how many different tomatoes, green peppers, whatever. Okay. Brian Keith, thank you for the super chat. Now, the advantage to growing hybrids is because hybrids are bred a lot of times for pest resistance, disease resistance, so you may get a better quality crop. Commander, thank you again. I always like the GTO. Okay, it was all of a sudden to start talking about Pontiacs and to go from seeds to cars. But yes, so don't worry about the GMO thing. You can't buy them. The difference between hybrids and heirlooms are what you want. You can save seeds from hybrids, guys. Don't get me wrong. You're not going to get the same tomato that you did. you may get, let's say, for example, they crossed a red tomato and a yellow tomato, and you bought an orange tomato. Okay, just make it real easy. You save the seeds from that orange tomato. Next year, you may get red tomatoes or yellow tomatoes. Okay, you're going to get something from the parent, but you're still going to get tomatoes. It's not like all of a sudden it's going to come up and you're going to get green peppers. So you can save seeds. It's just kind of more of a game going, I don't know what I'm going to get. But yeah, it may taste great, may taste like crap. Diana, thank you for all you do to inform, keep us up to date on incoming news, and help us be prepared. Blessings to you and your family. I enjoy the hell out of this, guys. Don't get me wrong. And I've told you guys, I enjoy the sense of community that we have. I love getting emails from you guys. I love learning from you guys, reading the comments, answering questions, helping people. I love doing all that. Okay, so it isn't like work to me or something like that. I enjoy doing it. The added benefit that I get is by doing this forces me to be more knowledgeable, okay? To take a story and rather than accept it for face value, to go dig in and find more about it. So it enhances my knowledge of what's going on because, as many people have said, you understand a subject when you can explain it to somebody else. Then you understand it. And there's things in the news that I will talk about. There's some that I know, like talking about the recession the other day. Okay, I mean that I understand how that all works, and I try to make it so other people can't. It's just my background, my education. But you get into some of these other things, and I have to dig in and get some more detailed information on it. You start talking about what's going on in Russia, Ukraine. Like I said, I don't have the red phone to Putin or to Lukashenko in Belarus or anything like that. It's not like they're calling. So I've got to go find this information and separate the wheat from the chaff. And that's what I'm saying. That's what doing this also makes me better. It helps me understand what's going on better. So I appreciate the fact that you all take your time and listen to me from what I'm figuring out. Robert, seed box locations. Well, from the last I've known, one is in Georgia. That's one of mine. The other one of mine has been sitting in North Carolina or South Carolina? Hang on, let me look. The last person that had it, I have not heard from them since November 1st or November 2nd. It was in Anor, South Carolina on November 2nd and has not moved from there. I have not heard from anybody after on that list. So that one I don't know. The other one is the last I heard was in Calhoun, Georgia, and that was 4 days ago. Okay, so that one's bouncing around Georgia here. So it's got 3 more places to go in Georgia, and then it hits Florida. Then I believe it's Treasure Seekers that is in Texas somewhere. And I have no idea where Voodoo Queens is, and I have no idea where Unique Rabbits is because I think those have been pilfered. So, and again, I apologize to everybody. We tried to do this, and, we have people that decided to basically steal from the rest of the community. So, I apologize. It's unfortunately nothing I can do about that. Okay, going on. All right, shoot to the bottom, go back. Let's see where we got here. Okay. Firefighter says the same thing's going on in Chicago with the trains. Okay. Yeah, that scares me because a lot of the meat is shipped through the Chicago train yards. Vietnam vets rock. 3rd time pinball. Have flint corn seed and glass gem corn seed. Which is better for grinding into cornmeal? I'm hoping somebody else in here can answer the question. I can't give you a good enough answer because I don't grow either one of those. So maybe somebody else, and I apologize, but like I said, I have some answers, not all of them, and that's one that I can't give you a good answer for. Charlie Tuna, I went in all in on silver in August 2021. Yeah. And I mean, I'm just hanging on to it. And Romy Davis says right after, should I hang on to my silver? Yes. Okay. I still think, we're seeing silver come back up here a little bit slowly. I mean, this isn't like buying Bitcoin, guys. It's not going to go, but I still think we'll see silver 28 to 30 by the end of the year, depending on what the economy does. And like I said, my January 1st, I still see gold over 2,000. Okay. I don't see 3,000. Love to, but hey, could it happen? Sure, but I'm a little bit more conservative in that. Carla Palmer says FedEx drivers are paid very well. Well, if they were paid on the quality of their work this week, they ain't worth the shit. Ann Palmer made everyone save their chicken bones tonight. Might get a 1/4 inch of bone meal, but more than I had. Do you ever use beef bones? Yeah, you can use either one of them. We had fish yesterday, and I told Mrs. P, I said, there just wasn't enough fish bones for two fish to spend the time making fish meal. But yeah, or fish bones. But yeah, you could do it. I mean, when we have chicken, I don't care if you buy a rotisserie chicken or, we had, legs and thighs for dinner the other day. So between the two of us, we had, 4 legs and 4 thighs, and there was enough bones for me to boil the meat off, throw it in the oven, dry it out, and I got a little yogurt cup that's about 2 inches high full of bone meal. I just throw it in the rest of it, and great. There's a great phosphorus source for my garden. And I've got a couple of half-gallon jars now filled with my coffee ground, shrimp shell, potato peel, banana peel, eggshell mix. So just keep on doing that. I'm not worried about making the liquid fertilizer. I can do that any day, so I don't need to stockpile urine, not at least yet, because I don't want to be keeping that in the house. I've got the ones I made, and they are sealed jars. Yes, I don't even want to know what those are going to smell like come spring, but yeah, I mean, it's amazing. You guys got to remember this, especially after seeing what the price of fertilizer is. For centuries, people grew food and didn't have Walmart or Home Depot or something to go buy bags of 10, 10, 10. They put cow manure, sheep manure, food scraps, whatever it would be. Everything's there in nature to make great soil. You don't need chemicals to do it. You don't need to spend $95 on 10, 10, 10 when you're throwing away your coffee grounds, your chicken bones, everything like this. Make it yourself for free. It's garbage anyway. A little bit of work, and you got it. But, Anthony says right there, fertilizer is only $15 a bag at Walmart. Well, okay, fertilizer in my house is free. So I just save $15, which what can I do with that? Oh, I can go buy another flat of vegetables or something if I want, or, another 3 pounds of ground beef. I don't know, pick something. But yeah, it's not difficult. Okay. And, it's kind of fun to do. It's like, hey, look, I'm taking this and turning it into something that's useful. So, all right. So good for you for having everybody save their chicken bones. Michelle Hughes, any ideas to make or can pet food? I've got to do that. I've got the recipes. I've got to do a video on making pet food. Okay. And I'm going to have to do it with, if I do it here soon, I'm going to have to do it with canned food or something like that to show you how to do it, because it's, stuff that you're going to plant from the garden and stuff you've got in your preps, sweet potatoes, rice, blueberries, all that sort of stuff. I mean, that's what you're using. So a lot of it you can grow. And yes, I know I keep saying I've got to do it, and I never get around to it. One of these days, eventually I will. Flint McRock, do I use sardines for fertilizer for seedlings? No, because they're too rich. I do use fish under my plants. Like when I planted all those evergreens, I put a can of sardines under each one of them. Did great. When I plant fruit trees or whatever, I put a can of fish under, or whatever, fresh fish if I've got it or whatever. But the sardines are a little bit too rich for seedlings. Those roots are too, you'll burn them. Okay, there's too much nitrogen in the sardines for seedlings. Somebody may disagree with me, just my experience. I've tried. Free me. Are certain manures, rabbit, cow, etc., better for root vegetables, squash, tomato? Cow manure, horse manure, sheep manure, stuff like that. You've got to compost. So you want to turn that into the soil. Rabbit manure is going to be like a better for a fertilizer, things like that. Chicken manure, stuff like that. Depends on the manure, what you're going to use it for. Your larger animal manure is going to be used for your base soil. Your smaller animal manure, your guinea pig or whatever, your rodents, your rabbits, your chickens, that's more of a fertilizer. But because they're all very high in nitrogen, all the manures are, basically those are going to be best for your green growth of your plants. It's not going to help you put more fruit on a tomato or help your potatoes get bigger or whatever. Will drastically do well for your, say, lettuce or something like that. But the plant needs leaves to photosynthesize to make the fruits. So no matter what you're doing, you need that nitrogen. All your green growth comes from your nitrogen. Let's see. Bavarian Rev, DeSantis Gabbard would unify the country. See, I don't like this. I know Tulsi's a moderate Democrat, okay, but that's the same as the BS that they're talking about. Liz Cheney running with Biden, kicking Kamala Harris out. Oh look, it's a split ticket or something like. Yeah, no, okay. Liz Cheney's about as Republican as Joe Biden is. So no, and. Tulsi is still she said today, I voted for Joe. Okay, then you're part of the problem, not part of the solution. Autumn West, bioengineering food, old El Paso taco kits. I don't understand the comment. Darlene Carter, can you prune fruit trees right now in Zone 7 in Oklahoma? Yeah, as long as they haven't budded, they're still dormant. Yeah, so you're still fine. Homestead Survival Family, my friend was complaining today about their utility bill of $400 this month. Last month and last year were colder and the bills were $200. Bidenomics. Yup. Okay. You get what you vote for. You wanted all this. You got it. Thanks. Those of us that didn't want it, we still got it. We're paying the price for your stupidity. Go educate yourself. Welcome to the Republican Party. Or more or less, welcome to the Conservative Party. I won't even say the Republican Party. David Williams, Pinball, did I decide to run for Congress? Yeah, I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. We decided 2022 was not going to be it. I think I'm doing better work here than being some no-name congressman in Washington. Haven't ruled it out going down the road. Maybe 2024 happens. I don't know. But right now, Mrs. P and I decided it's not a good time to do it. Okay. They're trying to figure out where I can do best for our family, for, whatever influence I can be. And I think here, my knowledge to help here is going to be much more useful than the knowledge I have where nobody's going to listen to me in Washington. So, and they aren't going to turn me. So, if I'm not going to turn them, or if they're not going to turn me, they're not going to listen to me either. CB, I just saw there was one case of bird flu in the U.S. They found it in a hunted duck. Yeah, I put that up on the community board this morning. Apparently, there was another case that was found somewhere down in Texas. Now, I know a lot of you guys asked on that comment, it's like, why would somebody take a duck to get tested? I don't know. It's just, the story was shared with me. It was something important because as soon as I see that, I think of all the people that have chickens, and it's like, okay, if all of a sudden we have a case of bird flu, and I talked about this in the video the other day, when I said bird flu, swine fever, mad cow, again, it's something to think about why you need to have that food put up and what your sources are. Because I don't know why the guy took his duck in to get tested, hunted a duck. I have no idea. Maybe the duck looked weird when he got it, had puffy eyes. Just speculating. But, if something like that starts, in the United States, and all of a sudden we see no more chicken, no more pork, no more beef. But hey, you can have your tofu burgers and your Impossible meat. There might be some of that in there too. Don't ever put that past them. Kit Carlson, I saw heirloom seeds at the Dollar Tree. Questionable or not? A lot of people have had good luck at Dollar Tree seeds. I've bought them before. They're seeds. Okay. And again, what's the risk you're taking? I mean, if you're paying 25 cents a pack for it and they don't work, okay, you're out a quarter. All right. Again, remember, just like anything else, a lot of times you're paying for the marketing and stuff for a company. I use aspirin as an example all the time. Okay. Go to the store and buy a bottle of generic aspirin. Go to the store and buy a bottle of Bayer aspirin. By law, the content of the package of aspirin has to be exactly the same. Yet why is the package of Bayer 3 times as much? Because you're paying for the advertising. Okay? The product is exactly the same. Marigold seeds are marigold seeds. It's not like somebody goes, oh, I've got, whatever. We get into specifics, okay? A specific type of seed. It's not like somebody said, mine grow better because I've figured out that. No, they're seeds, okay? The plant is the plant. So don't worry about, if you find a good deal on them, get them. If they don't grow, okay. You're going to be pissed if you pay $8 and they don't grow. But if you're going to pay a quarter for them and they don't grow, okay, it's worth a shot. I wouldn't suggest going out and buying 30 packs of them. But, I don't think you need that many cantaloupe. Hey, Jason's in here. Hey, Angry Prepper. Good to see you. Rooster, have I ever done any cloning clippings from previous plants? No, I haven't. I've never grafted fruit trees or anything like that. I mean, I've rooted plants, cuttings and stuff like that, but I've never tried to do anything like that. I mean, like we've got a magnolia tree out here that I'm making a second cutting out of it. I'm going to try to see if I can make a second tree out of it. But yeah, as for cloning things, no. Let's see. Susan Andrews, can you harvest seeds from farmers market produce? Sure, you can harvest seeds from grocery store produce. Somebody asked early on, before we even started, can you plant grocery store garlic? Yeah, that's what I plant is grocery store garlic, and it works fine. Okay, grocery store potatoes, they work fine. The only thing that you're going to remember is, you don't know specifically if that's a hybrid tomato, it's probably a hybrid tomato, almost guaranteed that you have hybrid vegetables. Okay, so you got to get there. But the one thing I'm going to tell you about farmers market produce, don't put all your eggs in one basket with farmers market, because a lot of that farmers market stuff that you are buying is the same stuff that's in the grocery store. It's just somebody that went to the local vegetable wholesaler and said, give me 3 boxes of tomatoes and I'm going to take it to the farmer's market and I'm going to go sell it. He didn't grow it. He just bought it for $10 a case and is going to sell it to you for $25 a case. That's it. It's not, farmers markets aren't necessarily farmers there. They're resellers. Just be careful about that. Brian Keith, I missed your comment. Let me see if I can go back up to it. Here we go. Thanks for the heads up on the seeds. Went to DT today. Dollar Tree, spent $50, nothing but seeds. Buttload of people were staring at me if ice could kill. Okay, there we go. I didn't miss your comment. So yes, but hey, you know what? It's people say that to me all the time. It's like, you went in the store and you bought the rest of what they had. Okay, now I'm not going in and buying 62 pounds of ground beef or something like that, whatever it is. But if there's 4 cans of corn and I buy the last 4 cans of corn, sorry, I'm buying 4 cans of corn. Okay. Aren't you going to leave something for somebody else? 4 cans of corn? No, if they wanted it, they should have been to the store before me. Okay. I'm not hoarding, but I don't think buying 4 cans of something is crazy. I mean, I'll go in and I'll buy a flat, 12 cans of whatever it is. Sorry, that's realistic to me. I'm not buying a cart full of it. But no, I'm not going to go, gee, you know what? Somebody who I don't even know, who isn't even at the store right now, might want that can of corn, so I'm going to leave it for him. No, screw him. Okay, sorry, I'm compassionate, but I'm not that compassionate. All right, and it is 10 o'clock, so I will take one more here, and we will call it a night. I can find one more here, and it's going to shoot to the bottom. And very at the bottom, Ildico, is the quality and taste of a vegetable depending on the seed type or the nurturing it gets? Both. Okay. Give you this, a red pepper, red bell pepper will taste a lot sweeter than a green bell pepper. What's the difference? For the most part, it's just how long you leave it on the vine. Okay. So it'll taste totally different. That would be on your nurture side. But then you look at, say, jalapenos or pepperoncinis or something like that. If you keep them if it's always in moist soil, it won't be as hot as if the soil dries out occasionally. The peppers will get hotter. So, it depends on both. You can have different tasting tomatoes, okay, depending on the seed, and you can have different tasting produce depending on the conditions in which it is grown. It's depending on the nutrients in your soil, whether it's loamy soil, sandy soil, whatever. You're going to have different tastes of it. So, all right, guys, that is a Saturday night. It is 10 o'clock. I'm going to go see what Jason's up to. I'm hoping he says he's going to move to Tennessee, but we'll see what happens. But thank you, everybody, for coming. We will see you in the morning. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about yet. I haven't even got that far. So we'll figure something out probably at 4:30 in the morning like normal. All right, guys, have a good evening. Pinball out.